Over the course of history within the video game industry, there have been many innovations, from things as simple to the D-pad, an analog stick, to a whole new axis in a video game, bringing video games to the third dimension, to just massive worlds populated with monsters and dungeons, or in some cases, other people. Video games have come a long way, which is why it's actually kind of shocking that the Joycons, arguably one of Nintendo's most innovative pieces of hardware, could have one of the stupidest issues to ever plague a video game controller. If you have purchased a Switch, you probably already know what I'm about to talk about. I'm talking about the Joy-Con malfunctions, specifically the stick drifting. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, prepare to be amazed by the shitstorm that is about to come and hit your face hole with this bullshittery known as stick drifting. Control sticks in Joy-Cons go bad over time. Literally, the literal mechanisms inside of the stick get scuffed or scratched up or somehow, and it causes them to actually misread inputs. This causes missed inputs or false inputs. Missed inputs being you literally don't do the thing that you want to do, say you want to tap the stick lightly left, or the control stick has a scuffed left input, so guess what? When you try to tap left, it fucks up. Or it could just have false inputs, meaning that it interprets you putting in either left when you didn't really even touch it at all, but even the slightest little thing can potentially cause a false input. This happens over the course of time because just the way that the Joy-Cons are designed is just inadequate, to say the least. It's just not good. The control sticks just naturally over time scuff the inside of the controllers, which can be a big problem. It really depends on the games that you're playing though. For example, I play a lot of Cadence of Hyrule, which doesn't require that you use the control stick at all even. Most of the game is played with literally the 4 directional buttons. So I actually don't even need to worry about using the control stick. But I'm also really big into fighting games like Smash Brothers or BlazBlue. In those games, having missed inputs or false inputs for that matter can get you fucking destroyed. It's really bad. And depending on how bad it is, it can either be a minor nuisance where it just happens a little bit here and there. It might cause you to lose a life or a stock or get hit or something, but it's not that bad. Or it could cause you to literally make the game unplayable, as in it literally causes you to die and fuck up constantly. And this is where the problem comes in, because here's the thing, controllers degrade over time. That's just a natural fact that we all have to deal with. Over time, controllers will go to shit. Now, that's not to say that some controllers are still working and kicking even today. I'm sure many GameCube controllers honestly are still being used to this day, even though it's been like, 12, 13 years since the GameCube came out, probably even more. GameCube came out in like 2002 or something, so like it's been like 15, 16 years. It's been a long time, and yet the GameCube still works, honestly. It still is a great console, and it still has great controllers to back it up. These controllers have lasted for decades, and it's honestly astounding how good that those controllers were made. But then you look at the Joy-Con. How long do you think a Joy-Con lasts? I'll give you a hint, it's under a year in some cases. This is especially true for me because I live in a dusty area where dust gets into the controllers, and there's no way for me to stop that. There's no way for me to really control that. I can dust it out with air, but it still doesn't change the fact that over time, unless I want to be dusting it out with air every single time I use it, it's gonna get dust in there and scuff it up faster. But that's not even the problem. Problem is that even when I'm not living in a dusty area, even if people that aren't living in these dusty areas where, dust gets into every electronic that you fucking own, you have the issue of people still have Joy-Cons that are going out on them a year after they've been bought. It's crazy, and it's stupid, and it's bad. It's just bad design. Now, I have owned 2 pairs of Joy-Cons over the past 2 years that I've owned my Switch, and let me tell you, it is stupid how fast these things wear down. Now again, keep in mind, I live in the country, so my electronics are expected to die early. You know, that's always been an expectation of mine, and I'm always kind of prepared for that. That being said, let's take the actual price of these Joy-Cons and look at them. Now, they actually lasted the duration that is pretty normal for Joy-Cons, given the fact that what people are saying is holding pretty true. It's holding water pretty well. And that is, Joy-Cons go to shit within a year. So I have 4 Joy-Cons, right? So let's just say I had to buy the 2 that I got with my Switch. Granted, it's not what happened, but let's just say I had to buy them anyway. Having these 2 Joy-Cons for my Switch, and then having the 2 Joy-Cons that I got later, I would have spent either, let's say 70, either 2, buying them both at the same time would cost me $70, maybe even more, maybe even 80, but $70. So 2 pairs, that's 70, so that's like fucking $140 that I would have had to spend on Joy-Cons, on the controllers, the things that are necessary to play the game. It's a little ridiculous how much these remotes cost. And now, if I bought them separately, though, that would cost more, because the Joy-Cons separately, for some dumb fucking reason, cost more? I don't get it. I just don't get why singular Joy-Cons cost more. It's so dumb. I guess it's to incentivize you to buy packs, double packs for more, but it's still just like, it's so bad. It's just so dumb and ridiculously expensive, and I don't get why. I get that the Joy-Cons are packing a lot of good tech, HD rumble and the infrared things and all that garbage, but like, for fucking real, dude, why do they cost so much? Why are they so expensive? They shouldn't be. They just shouldn't be. Controllers should not be as expensive as they are. That's for all controllers, by the way. My Logitech controller that I use for PC gaming actually cost me $20, and that thing has been kicking for a long time, let me just tell you. And I've been playing Rivals of Aether for a long time because of it. And oh boy, I love that controller, and it is my baby, and it has seen better days, but oh my god, it's so good. That's just me talking about that controller though. The Joy-Cons are bad, and they're bad because they prey upon 2 key things that are gonna sort of happen when your Switch, and when your game is marketed towards the demographic that it is, because Switches are marketed towards families and kids. That's just what it is. Granted, they've been toning it up so that way it's more for everyone, but kids play Nintendo games the most, I would argue. Kids are very into Nintendo games just because they're fun. They're just dumb fun. Honestly, everyone loves Nintendo games, but it's easiest to like market it towards kids because people will say, you know, parents will pick it up for their kids, you know, and parents don't have to worry about monitoring their stuff on Switches, you know, and it's very easy to just say, I'm gonna get a Switch for my kid. And the problem with that is, though, is that parents tend to be out of the loop, and parents tend to not really understand or get the whole idea of, oh, we need to replace these remotes, they're going bad. So they could send it in for the warranty, which has now been they're basically offering free replacements for Joy-Cons. Nintendo is, which is stupid. Why are you offering replacements? Just fucking fix the problem in manufacturing, please. And the fact that they haven't yet speaks more than anything, because that tells me that this is not a simple problem in manufacturing. This is a problem with the way that Joy-Cons are designed in themselves. And honestly, I think that they really need to look at that and understand that this is a huge problem that will hurt the brand over time. We need to fix this. But the issue is that the way it looks right now, it almost looks like Nintendo is unintentionally holding Switches hostage in a way. They aren't. if you wanted to play your Switch at home and you play it at home the most, just buy a Pro Controller. Fixes a lot of the problems, right? But, like, for those people that play it more on the go, like me, I play it on the go all the time. All the time I play it. You know, I bring it with me whenever I go anywhere. And I'm always playing some game on my Switch. Whenever I'm bored or I don't have any real way to participate, I'm just on my Switch, because why not? It's easy, it's simple, it's portable, it makes my life a million times easier. When I want to review a game, I can just take my notebook and my Switch, and I can write my review as I'm playing, and I'm hanging out with friends. You know, it's nice. But the problem is, with my Joy-Cons going out all the time, it affects my reviews negatively because I can't play it optimally, and it's not fun when my fucking Joy-Cons go to shit. You know what I mean? And it's almost like Nintendo is like holding your Switch at gunpoint saying, pay the $80 or get shit on, nerd. Have fun watching your game controllers deteriorate over time. And it sucks. It really sucks. It's not okay, and it's not good. And that's what really drives me up the wall about, you know, the Joy-Cons, is that they essentially are a way to tax Switch owners, which I don't think it's an intentional tax, but it is a tax nonetheless. And it only hurts the consumer. It doesn't hurt the brand owner until way later. Like, now there's an actual lawsuit that's being pushed. That sucks. That sucks that has to happen for Nintendo to even look at what they're doing and say, maybe this is a problem. Maybe this is an issue that we need to solve. And instead they just waved it off and were like, okay, this is fine. Overall, you know, I think that this is a problem that needs to be addressed right now, though. And be vocal about it, because honestly, I'm getting really sick of Nintendo pushing their crappy services and their crappy products on us and saying like, oh, it's fine. No, it's not. You're Nintendo. You're one of the big three. You have no excuse. No fucking excuse to shit the bed like this. Especially when, for the past fucking 19 years, you've been doing pretty good, minus the Wii U. We'll skip the Wii U, just because something fucked up in that you know, vein. Somebody messed up there. But honestly, you have no excuse as one of the big three. You can't get away with doing, you know, average when you've shown that you have been the best around for years to come, and for years to have been passing or whatever. I don't know what the term is. But for the past few years, you've been proving time and time again, you got it. You got what it takes. Fucking put in the effort, because fuck, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating that this shit has to happen in order for Nintendo to actually take it seriously. And the way to even like maybe fix it is stupid. You know, the only way to fix the Joy-Con drifting issue is to blow compressed air into it. That's it. That's all you got. I hope you like spending $10 a month on compressed air, because that's some bullshit if I do say so myself. But that's beside the point. If Nintendo ever fixes this issue or inputs more in the situation, I'll definitely cover it. But for right now, I'm going to be probably buying a Pro Controller and hopefully never have to deal with this shit again. That being said, for all those people who are still watching, welcome. If you like this video, be sure to scroll down to the description, join the Discord. It's always really helpful to see you join the Discord. It helps. Any sort of contest or giveaway or anything will be monitored there. It will be held there, so be sure to go down to the Discord and, you know, do that. With that being said, the Discord will be the place for where we all talk and stuff. We have LFGs, which will help for people that are looking for groups and stuff. And we have places to dump your garbage memes. So if you have memes there, good on you. Please come down and say hi. But with that being said, I hope you all have a fabulous day, and I hope you all enjoy life because you deserve it. Now I'm gonna go and buy some more compressed air to blow out my Joycons, or as I like to call them, my Joy Constrictors. See you next time. Bye-bye.